U.S. citizens are deciding who will lead the nation in the upcoming 4 years. And to offer more context on this key event, we contact Ivonne Téllez, international law expert. Hi Yvonne, welcome to From the South.
Hello, good afternoon. Happy to be here.
Thank you for your time. So businesses near the White House are boarding up store windows and putting up security fences in preparation for possible unrest around the election. Do you think the U.S. is on the wake of another violent power transition?
Well, it is true that we are facing some different elections in the United States due to different factors. However, I don't think that the country will go to some violent riots. There's a big and an evident polarization between the population, but I don't think that we can actually talk about violent riots. I think it's just this is the result of the um, conflicted, or maybe as I said before, the polarized atmosphere, the polarized scenario that United States citizens are facing at the moment. But I'm positive that this will not end in violent manifestations in the end. Just the normal manifestations of people supporting their candidate.
As you mentioned, this election day has been marked by a high polarization. At this hour, the winner remains being a big question mark. Why are the U.S. citizens so divided?
Well, there's some very strong events and some very important events that we have to take into account, and that those do not just belong to the current election. I'm talking about the 2024 election, but the what we have faced before. Remember, for example, that Donald Trump has been racing for these elections since the moment he dropped out, or he ended his period in office back 4 years ago. Then we have, for example, these just 170 days of Kamala Harris running for president when Biden dropped out from his election, or from his candidacy. So we have Ukraine war, we have the Gaza genocide, we have China. I mean, we have some very strong topics, also climate change, the abortion that has been on the main tabloids and on the principal line, also immigration issues. So this, of course, Kamala and Trump reflect a very strong and different point of view regarding those topics. So that means that even you're in or you're out, you're in favor, you're against, because their flags regarding these topics are completely different. So I think that reflects a very strong opposition between ideas, supporting each of the candidates. Also because they are reflecting their discourse, their campaign lemmas, their discourses, their public discourses, and of course what we've seen from them, talking about Kamala in office and talking about Donald Trump during this whole time, has been completely different, and they have opposed each other very strongly. So that means that I think the United States citizen has been facing very strong lines that differ very evidently. And so that means that could be one of the answers why they are facing this strong polarization.
The whole world has its eyes upon the U.S. Why is the general elections a key moment, not just for the U.S. society, but also for the rest of the world, the entire international community, especially for Latin American countries?
Yes, of course, because we have to take into account that United States still holds one of the main roles in the international scenario. Just to begin with. Second, we're talking about for example, one of the strongest polarizations between, or the strongest, in a way, cold wars between the economic system right now. I'm talking about China, I'm talking about Russia, and I'm talking about the United States also, because what happens in the United States has a strong impact, because that has to do with the foreign policy, with economy, with I mean, those key elections we're talking about, also the country's global alliances, and even those existential questions, for example, just for the future of the American democracy, and also for the entire planet. I'm talking about, for example, the policies regarding the climate change mitigation processes that that countries are supposed to go in favor of. So that means that we're talking about, for example, how the United States is going to face, in this case, the strong raise of the BRICS bloc. How is the United States going um, to assume how the dollar and the inflation that they have been facing during this last years, how are they going to manage, and how this is going to impact? Also, another big topic that has a very great impact in worldwide, it's immigration, because we're seeing that as far as Trump has said and has stated, he will go back to this strong, very anti-human rights measures regarding, for example, immigration, and banning some countries and banning some citizens from different countries. So that means that it will have an impact not just on the regular migration processes, but also on the economy, and not just the economy of the United States, but the economy back home, where people and immigrants go work in the U.S. and send back their money to their home country. So uh, there's a lot of topics that depend on the United States good will. Also, another I think the two main conflicts that we're seeing right now, and I'm talking about Ukraine and Russia, and the support that and the role that United States is going to play by supporting or not Ukraine and Ukraine's weapons, in this case, just to defend from Russia, or a more not just so clear position that what Trump reflects regarding Russia and Ukraine, and also, of course, the Gaza and Palestine and Israel conflict that it's escalating right now and is now um, involving more countries. So that means that either we see how the United States is going to support Israel, because if there's strong support from the United States continues to Israel, that means that the Palestinians and the whole region will probably see an escalating of the conflict, even a more tragic one, a more dangerous one, a more serious one, that as we've seen right now. So it has a great impact what is happening today in the United States.
Thank you. Thank you, Ivonne, for your time hearing from the South. We were talking to Ivonne Téllez, international law expert in the framework of the U.S. general elections. And with this interview, let's go to the